Hey, it's Bitty Penny. Welcome back to my channel. So, guess what? It's time to draw names for the giveaway. I'm just showing real quick some of the giveaway items for all the wonderful people who submitted comments from the US. This is what you were entered to win. And then for my international friends, I wanted to give you guys a gift certificate. Now, I picked Not Too Shabby because I know that Jamie ships internationally. So I was thinking of giving the Not Too Shabby. Now, for my international friends, I just wrote your names down on these pieces of paper. I even sealed them. And what you can't see right now is that my eyes are closed and I can't tell whose name is anywhere anyways. But I'm just kind of giving these a great mix. Well, my eyes weren't closed yet. This is when I closed my eyes after I sealed that one up. And then I'm just kind of fumbling around and mixing things up. And then I picked a winner. Oh my goodness. Drum roll. Margaret Meyer. So she's from Ireland, and I am so excited, Margaret, because you've been commenting for a long time. I know you craft with your grandchildren and that they love making cards with you, and that makes my heart so happy. So I'm so excited you won. Now, you let me know, do you want the Not Too Shabby or like a crafts place from the UK? I'm fine with either one. Okay, now I did a random picker for all my US friends because there was over 100 comments. So there were 93 from just the US. And so I picked the random comment generator to help me with this one. And Hannah won. Thank you, Hannah. Thanks for your sweet comment. I'm so glad you entered, and I bet you are too. So I decided just on a whim, because pressing that little button and picking a name is a lot of fun. So I did it again. And Kim Dixon, you also won a prize. So it's a consolation prize, but it'll still be fun. So you ladies, please reach out to me via Instagram. Message me on Instagram and we will connect addresses and I will get your prizes to you. Okay, I wanted to share this. Now, I found these baubles from an Etsy shop called Baubles, and I absolutely love this Etsy shop, which is why I'm sharing it with you. So I use the Barely Art Glue with a fine tip, and it came with a needle, right? I have lost that needle so many times, and many times on the floor. So I really needed one of these, and I couldn't pick a favorite. It was extremely hard to just pick two, but these are the two I picked, and I just think they're so beautiful. So see that little needle right there? Yes, I've lost it all over the place. Not a problem anymore. I will not be losing these or misplacing them. I got this one that has the green and the purple and dragonfly on it, which I love dragonflies. I really wanted one that said dream, but you know, I can't really justify 3 of them all at once. I'm freezing it here. The shop owner was completely delightful. She shipped extremely fast, so I highly recommend, and it's great quality. I'm just very pleased. So I had to share that with y'all. Okay, let's jump into a no dies, no problem. So I am using Dollar Tree poster board here. Nothing fancy. But I wanted to use something that was easy to find. So I'm also going to use a ruler and a pencil. And what I'm going to make with you guys today are starbursts, or like sunburst, sun rays. I don't know. Basically, I am just drawing these lines And I'm kind of giving it a circle, right? So it has it's radiating light outward from a circle. I didn't draw the circle. You certainly could. I was just kind of working out from an idea of a circle. And I took my ruler and I just kind of drew around. And I made my lines nice and dark. So when I bring it up to start cutting, you guys are easily going to see here. Now, you want to leave your center circle that I did not circle for you guys. You want to leave that intact, right? So you don't want to cut these lines all the way to where they touch, because that's what's going to hold your stencil, faux die cut, however you want to use it. We're going to use it a couple of ways today together, but that's how it stays together. So I'm just cutting in between where I wanted my rays to be. The other really important thing is I cut the poster board down to an A2 card front, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 before I started this process. That way I know for sure it's going to fit on my card front. So that is really critical if you want to make a 5 by 7, a 6 by 6. The slimline, the cool thing is you can make these any size you want. Just start with the right card base size before you start designing. Now, this little piece of paper I have here is a little bit smaller than an A2. It's 4 by 5 1/4, and that's okay. That's what I wanted, and it totally works. So it's okay if now the way I'm using this now is a stencil, so let's call it a stencil. It's okay if your stencil is bigger than your card front. You just wouldn't want it smaller. Now I'm also going to make sure that I'm getting the ink on the actual part that I die cut. Well, I didn't die cut, that I hand cut, because I want to use that on a card front as well. So right now I'm just inking between and on top, just all over it. And this color I believe is Spiced Marmalade. And look at that. So cool. Okay, this is Scattered Straw, and I'm just kind of testing it on the back to make sure I'm going to like these two colors together, and I do. And I'm giving it a very quick blend. I'm definitely not trying to blend the rays out at all. I want them intact. I'm just giving it a quick blend, and now I'm coming in with an even brighter yellow. I believe this is mustard seed, and giving it even more color. Okay, so I think that gives us a lot of wow factor. I know that there's stencils and dies to do this, but we're doing it by hand. Also, I just grabbed a jar that had a circle about the size I wanted it, just in case you don't have punches either, or you have a punch but it's not the size you need. Find a jar in your craft room that is the size you want and trace it out. So that's what I'm doing. And again, this is poster board as well. All right, poster board has two sides, right? It has a really slick side, and then it has the more porous paper-like side. At first, when I was blending here, I was doing it on the slick side. I wouldn't recommend it, so I flipped it over. I'm going to do it on the more porous side now, the more paper-like side, to get a smoother blend. And this is Kitsch Flamingo. I really like these colors together. Okay, I brought in this stamp that looks like a slimline size, and I knew I only wanted a portion of it, so I just stamped a portion of it out. I didn't need to ink up the whole thing. And what I'm going to do is color it up. So this is kind of a tip. Like when I bought that slimline, well, it's sized for like a slimline, right, stamp. First of all, fell in love with it. But I knew the way that they had designed it that I would be able to use it in pieces like I'm doing here. So I can use the coconuts and the sunglasses, and a different time I can use the hat and the shells. So it has a lot of versatility beyond just being one big slimline stamp. you know that you can, of course, color different ways, but you can actually use it like this as well. So I was wanting to test my Pink Fresh ink again with my alcohol markers, but I didn't want to use my Copics. I was that scared based on my last experience with them. I did have a better experience this time. The ink did not bleed. Now, I wasn't really paying attention to what paper I was using, to be completely honest. I just grabbed a scrap. So I'm left curious if it's the paper or the weather as to why I got different results. But either way, at least the ink did not blend onto my Copic markers the way it did the first time. I will say that this ink is different. Like, even when I'm just stamping it, not thinking about coloring it, it really absorbs into the paper different than any ink I've had before. And it definitely takes me at least 3, sometimes 4 tries to get a solid impression. So I'm not saying I don't like the ink, but it is not my favorite straight out of the gate. Let's just say that. All right, so I colored these up, and I really like the way that turned out. I did decide to give the sunglasses like a pink gradient, so whoever those sunglasses belong to, they look at life through rose-tinted glasses, and that's okay. I think they're super fun. I'm going to show you, there are lines, of course, from the hat and the other things that were on the stamp. But by giving it a close fussy cut, you can't really tell, especially once it's done and it's on the card. You're none the wiser that I cut off 2/3 of the stamp. And I love the way it fills up that card there. So now I'm just going to glue everything down. I'm not popping any of this up. I'm just going to glue it all flat. I made this card for my mother and father-in-law who are getting ready to go back to Jamaica. And they have been helping me homeschool my kids all year long. And so I'm so excited for them. They're going to get to go back and relax, check up on their home, get their feet in the sand, enjoy the ocean. So this card is for them. And so I stamped that sentiment like 3 times with the Pink Fresh, and then I decided it's time for the VersaFine. Now, I was stamping it over oxide ink, so of course that also causes, ink to not absorb 100% the way it would if I was just had it on paper. But I have that same issue no matter what so far with Pink Fresh, even if I'm just stamping on blank paper. It takes 3 or 4 passes to get it. So if I had Pink Fresh, I would only use it with a stamp positioning tool at this point. All right, let's use this piece here. Now I had some beautiful patterned paper, of course, in my stash. So I grabbed it and thought it went really well with the colors I had chosen for the Sunray. And I'm just placing that on top. So this measures at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I wanted to bring in this Fun Stamper's Journey stamp set. I had gotten this in a warehouse sale. I'm so sad that Fun Stamper's Journey is gone. Like, I really fell in love with them. I never knew Fun Stamper's Journey before Spellbinders, but when Spellbinders absorbed them, bought them, whatever, incorporated them, that's when I found Fun Stamper's Journey, and I fell in love with them. They were like my favorites. Like the Buzzworthy that they did, the kit back last summer. I mean, anyways, a lot of their stuff is on sale. at Spellbinders. If you're interested, go check it out. I know I had to get some of my favorites that I had been passing on for a long time. Anyways, I stamped the roller coaster on pattern paper, and now I'm bringing in a sentiment from the set that says, "Life's a roller coaster." I don't know if there's a more true statement. And then I'm going to go ahead and, of course, use my VersaFine ink for the sentiment. Now, you know, of course, ink also has a lot to do with the person using it. I'm a good example of that because I didn't let this ink dry quite enough for my sentiment. And when I went to press it down right here, I did like blend it a little bit. Don't mind my daughter in the background. She's being tickled, I think. My kids are up and about, and I am in a different part of the house doing my voiceover. So you guys are going to hear my family make a lot of noise because I'm not in my bubble tonight to do the voiceover. All right. So I'm going to put some sequins all around because the sun is ablaze here. Now, you know, if you didn't want to make this a sun, I think this would be really fun for like the 4th of July. The same kind of pattern you could do with red, white, and blue. You know, you could use it in lots of different ways. I just hope that I inspire you. If you don't already have a stencil or a die cut to make one of these sunburst or an embossing folder, then just to inspire you to make your own. Okay, third variation. This is just me taking scraps of paper that I think looks like it could be sun rays, and I'm cutting it to the same general shape that I had drawn my original stencil pattern out of. So I'm just cutting this scrap paper down, and you can tell there's no rhyme or reason. It's just a general shape that I'm going for. And now I'm going to show you here that it's easy to just line it up any way you want it. And again, you can get a similar look. So right now I'm showing you like portrait orientation, but actually I'm going to take all that off. I'm going to blend a little bit of scattered straw here on my card front and background. I just didn't want that stark white. I wanted it to be yellow. And now I'm going to arrange all of these actually in like a landscape horizontal kind of layout. And then I'm going to glue down all of these pieces. Last one. I didn't think y'all would want to watch me glue all of those down. I decided to go ahead and trim them off, so I just turn it over so I can see the back edge. Trim all of that off. And now I decided to do something different, even different than what I had planned. I take these pieces and layer them on top. And I was like, yeah, I really like this. So just play, have fun. This is what I was thinking would be really cute with the red, white, and blue is if you layered just solid cardstock, cut them a little bit smaller each time, and you could layer them up and it would almost look like fireworks. That would be really fun. So it doesn't all have to be a sun. And now I'm doing the same thing, just trimming off all the excess. And now I just really like that. I like the effect that it gives. I grabbed this stamp set from my collection, and it has Sending You Sunshine, or Sending Sunshine Your Way. Yes. Oh, goodness. So I am just going to fussy cut the sentiment out. I thought that would make it more interesting versus like a square. And then I decide that I want something connecting those sun rays. Now you could just do like a cutoff circle, right? So you could just put a circle up over it and then trim it off at the paper's edge for the card front. But I did, I don't know. I did this. I don't even know what to call it. I did a band, I guess. And I just eyeballed it. I didn't measure anything, and it worked out, luckily. I just wanted something to connect kind of all the rays together. So now I'm bringing in, first I started with mustard seed, and then once I got it on there, I decided that that was not going to work, and I should probably use the orange. So I used the spice marmalade and went back over that. So after I get this inked up, I will go ahead and bring in my spritz bottle and just kind of spritz it up. And there we have it. So I didn't get to chat with you guys tonight. I really wanted to kind of chat with y'all and tell y'all, just where I've been and what's been going on. But I really wanted to give instruction about what I was doing. And so I had to just chat about the cards. But I am sorry, I have not been able to respond to comments. Honestly, I was over 300 behind the last time I checked, and I just could not fit that in. But I am reading everything, and I'm hearting everything, and I'm loving everything. And I will try to go back through and answer any questions that you guys have that are real specific. I promise I will try to go back and answer those. But I have over 400, and that's just a lot of time. But I am going to seriously try to go back through and catch those and respond. I love reading those comments, and I'm so honored and just so grateful for you guys. I want to thank everyone who entered into the giveaway. It was heartwarming to see all of your responses and all of your support. It's really such a beautiful thing. I can't tell you how grateful I am. So here are the 3 cards that I made, and I really think that this makes a big impact. I think you can really do a lot with this design. And again, all you need is, I did like using the poster board or a really thick cardstock, scissors, ruler, pencil, and you're off. So I hope you'll give this a shot and that you enjoy this. I'm going to keep this series going for you guys. The no dies, no problem. I'm so glad you guys are enjoying it. Thank you so much for watching my channel. And if you are a winner, please reach out to me on Instagram. Talk to you later. Bye.